Army, question of the day. What did you think of last night's performance against Bolton in the League Cup? I mean, we won 5-1. We needed to make a statement. We needed to prove that we could attack. We've been slaughtered for the defensive display that we put on against Man City in that second half with 10 men, mind you know what I mean? You've got to take that into account. But we've been constantly slaughtered for it, pundits, ex-players alike, Man City fans especially. But anyway, that's yesterday's news now. That game's over and done with. We'll wait for the return on the 1st of February at the Emirates, and then we can address the situation with Man City again. Then hopefully we can get a win at the Emirates like we did last season. The draw, we've already got the draw. We deserve to win that game. I don't care what anybody says, but we deserve to win that game at the Etihad. We got a draw there last season. So, but take 6 points off a City this year, getting the win. Take 4 points off a City again this year, like we did last year. I'd take that. I'd take that all day long. Best team in the world and all that. But this ain't about Man City. This is about Bolton and the League Cup game last night. I was very impressed with the kids. Josh Nichols fielding okay at right back. Pretty decent player we got there. I don't think he's 18. I don't think he's absolutely ready for the first team yet. Jack Porter in goal, 16. You could tell he weren't ready. The way he got sat down for their goal, Bolton, could tell that. I mean, you could argue that it was a defensive mistake involved there as well. But you could see that he was like a little bit of a deer in the headlights. Done a decent job, but it was a little bit like a deer in the headlights. But listen, all the praise, all the flowers are going to be going to Ethan Nwaneri. Scored 2 goals last night, was exceptional in that midfield. Exceptional, fearless, composed. Looked like he's been there for years. Very, very mature performance from Ethan Nwaneri. And as he give Arteta an headache for Saturday's game, for the selection choices he's going to have to make for the game against Leicester on Saturday. Has he done enough to earn a spot in the starting lineup on Saturday? I mean, you know what? I'm going to say yeah. I'm going to say yeah. A lot of people are going to say, oh, listen, Trossard can come back. Trossard's suspension counted in that Carabao Cup last night, which I did ask a couple of days ago if anybody knew if it counted, and someone said no, it's only Premier League. It only counts, the suspension only counts in the Premier League, but it counted for the League Cup last night. So Trossard could come back into the side on Saturday against Leicester, but do you know what? I'd give Ethan Nwaneri, I'd give him a chance. I'd give him a chance. Hello, Preppy. Hello, how you doing? Would you give Ethan, if you're an Arsenal fan, would you give Ethan Nwaneri a chance? Can I get a shout out? I've just shouted you out. Preppy. Is that how you say your name? I can't read it properly. So he said, let me get my bins on. Hang on a minute, son. Preppy, yeah? Preppy in the chat. There's a shout out for you, sir. If you've got a channel, have you got a channel yourself? Anyway, are you an Arsenal fan? A couple of questions for you there. Well, excuse me. Are you an Arsenal fan? What did you think of the performance last night? Brilliant performance from Arsenal. I know it was only against Bolton, 2 divisions below us, but we still had to beat what's in front of you, and we still had to put on a performance. You're subbed. Oh, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. We're just talking about the Bolton game last night and whether anybody out there thinks that our new superstar, our new star boy, Ethan Nwaneri, 17 years old, deserves a call-up for the game against Leicester. I do. David Vickers in the chat. God bless England. God bless you, sir. Hope you're well. Where are you from, David Vickers? Where are you from? Just want to get some people's opinions about this game last night. I mean, I was very impressed. You're from England? Oh, so you're saying God bless England and you're from England. God bless England. Normally people say that if they're from, somewhere else in the world. But yeah, God bless England. I am. Okay, sir. Okay. I liked it. You liked the performance, Preppy? Yeah? Preppy? You liked what was a good performance. Uh, you know, the kids are showing a bit of mental, a bit of steel as well. John Ronan in the chat, Eiley, that young player last night looks good too. Ethan Mwaneri, I've seen him a few times now, John. I think he's got a chance of being selected for the game against Leicester. I hope he does. But then Trossard's back. Pronounce it anyway. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, Trossard's back because the suspension counted in that Carabao Cup last night. Do you bring him back into the team or do you stick with Mwaneri? I mean, you could shuffle it around a little bit. You know, you could put Trossard out on the wing. Maybe like rest Martinelli. Martinelli did play well. Decent, you know, but against lesser opposition, you know, he's supposed to. He was actually decent against Man City as well, Martinelli. He was decent, but, you know, this is Preston away next in the Cup. That's it. I know that, John. I see the draw afterwards. Preston, I wanted City. I was praying that we'd draw City and so we could have another game against them just to see, you know what I mean? Just to prove that we're not scared of them. I know it sounds stupid. It sounds a little bit, I don't know what the word is, or, you know, sometimes I come across a little bit illiterate, but I know what I want to say, but I can't use the right words sometimes. My brain just freezes on me. Who's your favourite football player? What, of all time? If you're saying all time, I'm going to have to say, just by a whisker, Dennis Bergkamp. For Arsenal, Dennis Bergkamp, closely followed by Omri and Ian Wright. Bergkamp, Nathan, yeah, Bergkamp, man, he was unbelievable. He was unbelievable. What a magician he was. I've actually put him on the thumbnail for the podcast tonight with Omri and Ian Wright, my three favourite players ever. I loved Vieira, Tony Adams, players like that as well. But you know, you can only have one favourite player, and that's Bergkamp, and then next is Omri and Ian Wright for me. I know they're all strikers, and I quite like the defensive side of the game as well. Players like Tony Adams, you know, unbelievable. Patrick Vieira, unbelievable players. But you know, for excitement, scoring goals and stuff like that, people forget how good Ian Wright was as well. David Rocastle was another one. God rest his soul. Brilliant player. Your favourite is Ronaldo. Okay. So what team do you support? What team do you support, Preppy? Let me just get some tissue because my nose... Every time I try and do a stream, my nose starts running. Don't know what it is. It must be nerves or something. Must be some nerves. Who's that? Someone sent me a friend request on Facebook. Never heard of the person. Oh, you like Liverpool, Portugal and Liverpool? Okay. Portugal and Liverpool. Liverpool. Are you from up north then? Are you from Liverpool? Are you from Portugal? You might be from Portugal as it happens, yeah. Ronaldo played for Man United, Liverpool's greatest rivals. Yeah, you're from Portugal, okay. Bet it's nice and warm in Portugal, isn't it? It's freezing over here in England, bro. Freezing cold. So Ethan Mwaneri, does he deserve a start? I'm going to say yes. You know what? I think we should use him there. I think we should. You know, last season he come close. He come on for one or two games. Yeah, it's so hot here. Oh, I'm so jealous. Man. But I suppose you're used to it over there, aren't you? Used to the nice Mediterranean weather over in Portugal. It'd be lovely, man. I'd love to go over there. I've been there. I went to the Algarve. I went to 20 years. Fucking hell, 20 years ago now for the Euros. I went to watch the Euros in Portugal. I went to the Luz Stadium and watched England, France, and England, France, and England, Croatia back in 2004 at the Luz, Stadio de Luz. Yeah, good experience. The atmosphere was electric, man. Brilliant. Anyway, let's get back to the game. So we had another debutant, Arsenal's youngest player, beating Cesc Fabregas by a few days or something. Jack Porter in goal, 16 years old. Yeah, he's not ready. He's not ready. You know, I've said it a little while ago. He's not ready for it. He's not ready for adult competition. If that makes any sense. I'm going to Spain next year. It's only an hour away. Yeah, lovely. You can drive there and all, innit? You can drive to Spain from Portugal. Similar climate, similar people, similar. Is the language similar? It sounds similar. I mean, I don't want to sound horrible or anything, but I know. Hopefully, you ain't taking this the wrong way. But I've been to Tenerife in Portugal, and they're similar people to me. Even the cultures and stuff. Yeah, I might be wrong, but that's how it come across. Uh, yeah, we're all right. Yeah, Jack Porter in goal. Josh Nichols done a good job. He's 18 years old. He didn't play bad at right back. We had reshuffled. We had to use. We say you say like it's to manage the team, manage the squad, but there was a lot of youth players out there. Miles Lewis Skelly, as well, decent game, decent player he is. Aces, how you doing, Aces? Welcome to the chat. Easy training match. Rice scored, nice finish. Yeah, brilliant finish from Declan Rice from outside the box. Yeah, he bossed it, didn't he? Really, he bossed it. Yeah, it's just we just Bolton used to be a team that used to put fear into other teams' hearts. When Sam Allardyce was the manager, they was in the Premier League. They had some decent players like Kevin Nolan, Campo. They've had some decent players. Who was the striker? Was it Okocha? Was it JJ Okocha? Was he their striker a while ago? They all did okay. They did John Collins. They did okay, and you got to be proud of them. I mean, I don't think the others had as much impact as what Saka and Emil Smith Rowe did when they first burst onto the scene. But Emmanuel is a star in the making, man. He's definitely the one to watch. He's going to be a star. You can tell his composure, his maturity. Got 2 goals last night. I thought he was brilliant. I really did, and he's definitely a star for the future. And I'd play him, man. I'd play him. We played Cesc Fabregas from when he was 16, 17. We played him as a regular. He was captain. He's probably one of the youngest captains Arsenal's ever had. Well, Tony Adams. Oh, actually, no. Tony Adams was a young captain. Tony Adams was about. No, I think Tony Adams was captain when he was about 20 or something. But Fabregas was, yeah, he was quite a young captain as well. But I mean, we played him, and he, everyone knows. If you know how good Fabregas was for us. He was absolutely brilliant, and he was young when he started playing, and we kept playing him, and he was ever present in the team for a few years. Preppy, I have a Ronaldo top. It says my name. Oh, okay, that's nice, son. Nathan, this is the best thing. We can play different styles. We're involved, and they all got rattled. Everyone got rattled, especially the Man City fans on Sunday. I was rattled as well after the fallout after it. Don't know if you see the video, the stream on Tuesday, but I did have a go on the little rant, and I might have swore a few times, which I apologise for. I said the C word a few times, and I'm not proud of myself for that. But it's it's the way you talk sometimes when you rant, and it was nothing personal. It was just like getting something off your chest. His quality, great player, Fabregas, mustard, mate, mustard. He was. I was gutted when we sold him. We did have a buyback clause when we went back to Chelsea from Barcelona. We did have the first refusal on him, and Wenger chose not to re-sign him, and he went to Chelsea. I was there Sunday. You'd have thought we just won the league. What, the way they were celebrating? Yeah, the way they celebrated like they won the league or won the Champions League or won a cup final, getting an equaliser. And what did Rodri say last year, Nathan? Celebrating as what he had coated us off for celebrating a 0-0 draw at the Etihad. Do you know what I mean? And they've done exactly the same fucking thing at the Etihad, celebrating a draw, getting a late equaliser. I was gutted when he went. Yeah, so was I, John Collins. I was gutted. I really wanted him to come back to Arsenal, but it's history now. I think he might deep down in his heart, because his heart was at Arsenal. Don't forget, we signed him as a very young player. He was the same age as Messi, I believe, when we signed him. And I think there was there was saying that Messi could have come to Arsenal as well. There's something I read once, and I can't remember. Don't quote me on it because I can't exactly remember what it was. But he was mentioned in the same sort of scenarios when how we signed Fabregas, Messi. But apparently, obviously we didn't sign Messi, but we did sign Fabregas. Yeah, I was going to. Yeah, he wanted to come back to Arsenal, though. In all fairness, he did. He did. I haven't heard him admit it, but yeah, he definitely did. Luis Enrique on Crad last night. Luis Enrique on Crad last night. What do you mean? He says, I don't know what you mean, mate. Yeah, I read that we could have signed Messi. Yeah, that's so. I'm not just imagining it. I mean, it was years ago when I saw this, but yeah. So I'm not just imagining it. It's not just me just thinking. Did I read that? I mean, I'm thinking I wasn't quite sure. I mean, I can't remember properly. Look, FDA, Football Dad's Army. Yeah. So what do you mean by that? Aces, Luis Enrique on Crad last night. On Crad. I'm not sure what you mean. What, did he have an argument with the crowd? I know there were some Europa League games last night, weren't there? Man United couldn't beat FC20. I think they drew 1-1. I think Wenger could have signed him. Yeah, the same time as what he signed Fabregas, John. Same time, yeah, the same time. Oh, he was in the crowd. Oh, did you mean Luis Enrique in the crowd last night? A says. It says on the crowd. Or was he in the crowd watching the game? What at the Emirates, was he? What's he being there for? He ain't trying to snipe Arteta's job, is he? Oh, yes. He was in the crowd. Okay, this is what I didn't understand. He ain't trying to snipe Arteta's job, is he? Or he can be Arteta's assistant. They can sort of like be joint managers. That'd be good. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Why would he be in the crowd, Enrique? Was he looking at any Spanish players? I don't know. Wants to see some good football, yeah. He probably thought we was going to be defending. No, obviously not Bolton. No, obviously not against Bolton. Yeah, we've proved that we can attack. We've proved in that game with kids as well. I know Bolton are only like League One, near the bottom of League One as well, but you know, we've proved that we can attack. We've proved that we can score goals. Just in that game, listen, no one can cope us off for defending like we did against City, really. If they honestly thought about it. Not with 10 men. All right, if Trossard hadn't been sent off, all right, we might have, you know, we knew they was going to come at us anyway. But we might have left someone up front for an outball. We might have still defended in a similar fashion, but we might have just left someone else up front for an outball. Just excuse me for 1 second, sorry. Oh, well, sorry about that. Good win last night. Yeah, Bolton used to be a hard team back in the day. Yes, they did, mate. John, they was solid. Sam Allardyce, fucking hell, man. They kept them in the league for longer than they should have been. Preston away next year. I mean, I wanted City. Anthony, good morning to you. Or good afternoon to you, Anthony. Anthony will be on the podcast later on tonight, the Q&A. 7:30 tonight, so tune in for that. Big up Eddie. Eddie, what happened with Eddie last night then? What happened with Eddie last night, Ant? I don't know what you mean. They didn't play. Palace didn't play last night, did they? I'm not sure. I know Man United. I was thinking that. I know Man United played. Man United played FC20, didn't they? Was it Europa League? But I didn't know. Did Palace play last night? I'm not sure. Did he score for Palace? I'd have to check that. I haven't even had a proper look at any of the results yet. But I just thought it was the League Cup last night. Oh, Eddie the Eagle. Oh, yeah. Anthony Herberts. Do you know what he's calling me? He found a picture. He reckons I look a little bit like Eddie the Eagle with my glasses on, and that's why he's calling me. If you don't know who Eddie the Eagle is, he got famous for being a skier at the Winter Olympics for coming last for Great Britain back in the 80s. Yeah. Yeah, skier. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I don't look nothing like him. I ain't ginger any way, shape or form. Look, got grey in my beard, got brown hair, dark brown and light brown, a little bit of blonde hair, grey. No ginger at all. But that man up there, where is it? Can you see him? My old grandfather. See him? He was gingerish, strawberry blonde. But that was a proper man. You wouldn't call him Eddie the Eagle, that's for sure. He might do now. He's very old now, but you wouldn't have done him that day. Definitely not. 100% Anthony. Yeah, wicked. Anyway, who's that? Well, the picture, that was my grandfather. I was just telling Anthony Herbert in the chat that I ain't ginger, because Eddie the Eagle was ginger, if you remember. And the only ginger man in our family he wasn't ginger, he was strawberry blonde, was my grandfather, and that's his thing on the wall. Welterweight champion in the 50s. Southern area welterweight champion. Yeah, brilliant fighter, 50 odd fights, 48 wins, I think he had, something like that it was. Yeah, good fighter, man, good fighter. Yeah, he was a professional fighter. Albert Carroll from Stepney, East London. Yeah, in 1954, 55, 56, something around his mid-50s that he was a champion. You can Google it, mate. You can look at it. He's there, Albert Carroll. He was a Southern area. Fought for the British title as well. Good fighter, man. Good fighter. Well, I've lost my train of thought. I keep losing my train of thought on these bloody streams, don't I? These little ones. Where I'm on my own, I keep losing my train of thought. Decent boxer, yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. He didn't win the British title. We fought for it. He won the Southern area title. Be a good show tonight with McManus and the predictions also. Yeah, we've done our predictions last week. No, not last week. It was on the Tuesday show. We've done our predictions, but we're gonna see how well we've done with our score predictions tonight. McManus is on the panel again tonight as well. Be a good show, so tune in. John Collins, if you're about tonight, tune into the podcast later on this channel, 7:30 tonight. We have a bit of banter, coat each other off, talk about football, Arsenal, whatever, and take questions. It's a Q&A, so hopefully we haven't had many questions in the recent shows, but hopefully we'll get some questions tonight. Be a good show. Yeah, I've just read that comment out. Just read that one. Ethan Anthony. Yeah, tune in, John. Tune in, mate. It's fun. It's fun. If you're not busy, that is. It'd be nice to see you in the chat. Anthony, Mwanyeri, does he start Saturday? It's a question for you. Does he start Saturday? Because Trossard got served the suspension last night, so he can play against Leicester. So, who do you play? Do you bring Trossard back? Or on that performance last night? I know everyone's going to say it's only Bolton. You still have to perform. You still have to beat what's in front of you. And I think he was brilliant last night. He was brilliant. Absolutely. For me, he starts. And if it ain't going too well, then you can bring Trossard on in the second half. 55, 60 minutes, something like that. If it ain't going too well for him, then you can bring Trossard on. If Trossard doesn't start on the left, it's quite possible Martinelli could be rested. Sterling scored last night as well, started the game, had a decent game, some decent runs. A good player. I'll play him on the left for Martinelli. You'd play Mwanyeri on the left. You'd play him on the left, would you? I'd leave him in that midfield, bro. I'd leave him in that Odegaard position. I think, leave Martinelli or Trossard on the left. Easy goal for Sterling. Yeah, but you have to be alert, John. He was in the right place at the right time. That don't always happen. He was the quickest to react. I know it was a tap-in, But he was the quickest to react, and they all can. They all can, bro. Every one of them. But, you know, that's what it is. That's what we're missing. That's what Eddie Nketiah was supposed to be. Like a box player like that. You know, a fox in the box, as they used to say. About, what was his name? Francis Jeffers. He used to say that we bought him to be a fox in the box. But that didn't come into fruition. But that was typical fox in the box reactions from Sterling last night. So I'm glad he got his goal, man. I'm glad he got it. Seriously, Havertz scored as well. And that was another little tussle in the box. Stuck his foot out, his long leg out longer than anybody else. You need that. You need it as an option, John. Absolutely, you need that type of striker as an option because you can go for the big number 10 style. Really, whatever it is, I'd say, or you know, like a big lanky striker, or you go for one like a little finisher in the box, like a little. Normally, you play the big man behind the small man, the 10 behind the 9. Up front, if in the old-fashioned days, like the 4-4-2 formations, like you know, you'd have the better finisher in the box, and you'd have the number 10, the creator, basically behind. You know, like we had Bergkamp and Henry. Bergkamp played behind Ian Wright as well. He come there before Henry, weren't he? So Ian Wright fucking never stopped scoring when Bergkamp come there. You know, Ian Wright, he surpassed Cliff Baston's record thanks to Bergkamp, to be fair. You know, he was doing all right before that, don't get me wrong, but, you know, Bergkamp come along and Ian Wright just like a second wind for him, wasn't it? A second wind. So, yeah, that's what I think. And I think Sterling could even play. Like, Jesus started last night. I think he, you know, best player ever, Bergkamp. Yeah, he's my favourite. He's my best player ever. Someone asked me that question earlier on in the chat. Just by a whisker. Just by a whisker, he gets in front of Henry and Ian Wright. There's not a big, massive difference, but I just think he was class. He scored every type of goal. Every type of goal, Bergkamp. And also he created his passing range, his dribbling, you know, his vision. I don't know, how he never won a Ballon d'Or, I never know. I will never know, man. Aces says, Bristol Rovers tractor supporter. Yeah, he's having a go at Anthony. Footballer's brain, yeah, they don't come along very often. They don't come, there's not many, Lee, be honest. Oh, let's be honest, Lee. Those players are gone there, and strikers ain't much strikers anymore. That's true. That is true. I was just about to say that about John Collins. Has just commented, he had a good football brain, and you don't get players like that anymore. I mean, players with good football brains. Look at Teddy Sheringham. Look, he weren't a great footballer, but what a brain! Well, look at his career. He carried on playing outfield until he was about 44 or something. You know, you don't see that. You absolutely don't see that. Liam Brady was Arsenal's greatest player. Yeah, well, I'm a little bit young to appreciate Liam Brady. I mean, I'd like to talk. I like to talk about players that I've actually seen. You know, that I've witnessed myself. So yeah, everyone can have their opinion. I mean, Aces, if you see, I would have loved to have seen him play. I've heard how good he was. I've seen videos, but I like to judge players on my lifetime of what I've seen myself personally. You know, live. Whether I've watched him on TV, because all videos. When you look back on videos, you know, it's not the same. It's not the same as in the moment. So I mean, I can't really argue with you against or for, if you get what I mean. 6 watching 3 likes, 4 watching 2 likes. I've got up here. You might be watching. They might have just dropped out for some reason. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, what was I saying there? See, when I'm talking, I read a comment out and I lose my train of thought again. We were talking about the game, whether he's going to start. Sterling, wasn't it? We was on to Sterling. Yeah, he gets his goal. He could actually, Jesus, no, sorry, I went on to Jesus because I spoke about Sterling, didn't I? Yeah, well, Gabriel Jesus had a couple of shots. You know, it was full of running, but I mean, against Bolton, being the number 9 against Bolton, I expected him to score tonight, last night, I should say. I expected him to score a goal, and he didn't. He didn't. I mean, he was pulling the defenders about a little bit. You know, I'm starting to lose a bit of confidence in Jesus now. I mean, I was over the moon when we signed him. I thought he was brilliant. He got a few goals. He defenders, he was scared. He was pulling them away, making runs and, you know, making spaces for other players because he was being tracked. But starting to lose a little bit of faith in him, man. Yeah, I don't know. If he ain't careful, he's going to be put up on that shelf along with Eddie Nketiah, in my opinion. Because if he don't start doing something and start scoring goals, then you can honestly say, you can honestly argue that he's no better than Eddie Nketiah. Because why didn't we want Eddie Nketiah? Because he couldn't score a goal. Jesus ain't scoring. He isn't scoring. He's supposed to be our number 9. He's supposed to be our striker. You know, it's very difficult to like slag off your own players, but to me, he's getting dangerously close to being put up on that shelf with Nketiah. What do you think in the chat? What do you think of Jesus? Do you think that he's getting dangerously close, like the same opinion as me, or you still got faith in him? Do you still think that after like this is the 3rd or 4th season he's been with us? I think it's the 3rd, isn't it? Is this the 3rd season? He's not cut it, mate. He's not cut the mustard for me. He really ain't. Garbage aces is saying. Yeah, he's not. I mean, I do like that he's runs him. I do like the way he pulls he frightens the defenders and like he pulls them out of position to make spaces. But he's still got to have that finished start. I mean, the best strikers in the world can finish their dinner, and Jesus can't seem to finish his dinner. He's openly admitted it himself last season, early in last season, saying that he's not the goal scoring ain't the greatest part of his game. He said something along them lines, but he's our number 9. Play him on the wing then. Play him on the wing. Keep him as a backup for Saka or something. Play him on the wing and let's get a centre forward. Let's get a proper centre forward. He's not that great, Jesus. I hate to say it. It may be stick him out. Yes, exactly, Anthony. Stick him out wide. He played out on the left a lot for Man City. He played on the right as well. I think he played across the front 3 line. But I'd try him on that right hand side just to give Saka a few, you know, give him a day off or give him like play him for 70 minutes or something and then bring Jesus onto. Because I think he could do a job out there on that right hand side. I'm not sure if he prefer. No, I think he would probably prefer to be on the left side. To be fair, Pep Guardiola doesn't let players go if they're top draw. Well, he did let Gundogan go. He let Gundogan go to Barcelona. He's top draw, top player, man. I know he's got him back now, but he did let him go in the first place. Whether it was over a contract, whether it's because he wanted to go. Yeah, well, I know he's back now. He's back, but he did go. That's what I'm saying. The point I'm making is that he left. He did actually leave the club, so he did let a top draw player go. So it's just, you know, I was just saying that, you know, if it was probably out of his hands, though, to be fair, he probably couldn't convince him to stay. He probably wanted to go and play for Barcelona to experience it. Obviously, it didn't work out that well for him, and he's come back. And he's been, you know, he'll be playing all season now because Rodri's out. So Gundogan's going to be a big part of Man City's team this season. Rodri's out for the year, for the whole season, I've heard. So, you know, good thing they did get him back. I didn't know why we didn't try and get him. I would have loved to have seen Gundogan in that midfield instead of this Merino that we bought. I don't even know how good this Merino is. I've seen him play. I think I watched one Spain game like in the final. Did he play in the final? I can't even remember. This is what I mean. I can't remember. I saw the game against, was it Germany? Yeah, I think it was Germany when he scored the header. And it was at the quarter-final. I think that was the quarter-final. And, you know, but, I mean, Zubimendi's in front of him. He's Zubimendi's understudy. And he weren't even in the first team. He weren't even in the first team at his club where he played. I can't remember what club he played. Was it Real Sociedad? I think it's Real Sociedad. Timber was out for the season, wasn't he? This is like it's like having a new player with Timber this season because we only got to see him at the start of the season for a game and a bit, I think it was, and then right at the end of the season we see him. He come on. Well, I wouldn't have brought him on. I wouldn't have risked him, but he did come on right at the end of the season, and then he started now. He's starting games this year. Calafiori, let's have a little chat about him. Now, it's another player that we signed, Italian player. Only ever heard of him from the Euros. Didn't really watch him play, didn't really take much notice of him. Didn't stick out for me. Scored a wonderful goal against Man City, but he didn't have a great game against Bolton. He'd give the ball away a couple of times. You know, and it was his fault for Man City's goal early on in that game as well. Got absolutely roasted by Savino, is it his name? Savino, the right winger. Needs time to settle, I think. Yeah, possibly. Or needs time to settle. Yeah, I don't know. That argument is, you know, I mean, it shouldn't really apply to professionals. I know they're changing leagues, they've got to get used to the league and that, but it shouldn't take like weeks and weeks. You know, you should get up to scratch within the 2 or 3 weeks, I'd say. I mean, I know a lot of players that come from the continent, they do take time to settle into our league because of the speed of it, the difference, the aggression. You know, it is a different league. It is a better league than most. It's quite a bit more competitive. There's more, especially now. There's more competition. You know, Man City are out there on top, but the rest of us, the Liverpools, the Arsenals, the Chelsea now, you know, the Villa, even Brighton this season there's you know, they're not a bad side, mate, and they're doing all right. Italians don't seem to do well in the Prem. Aces and Timber out injured again. He's got a muscle injury, Timber, so he's out again. He did go down injured in that Man City game, and they all said he was feigning injury, didn't they? They said he was faking it. Italians don't seem to do well. Zola didn't do that bad. Franco Zola didn't do that bad at Chelsea. Vialli didn't do that bad at Chelsea. Think of any other Italian players. Let's have a little think. I can't think. No one else comes to mind. Yeah, Balotelli was shit. Let's think. What was it? Ravanelli at Middlesbrough weren't bad. Di Matteo at Chelsea, yeah, weren't bad. I can't think any other Italian players. Let's think. What Italians have Arsenal? Arsenal had a lot of Italians. I can't remember many, if any. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think of an Italian. What Italian players have played for Arsenal then? Not a lot of Italians in the Premier League. No, there's not. There's excuse me. I don't think there's ever been a high number of Italians in the Premier League. To be fair. Yeah, French and Spanish. There's some great French players, especially at Arsenal. You know, Janola's another one for Spurs and Newcastle. Eric Cantona, Man United. You know, there's been some great French players. There really has. Anyway, let's wrap this up. Thank you for everyone in the chat. I just wanted to get some people's opinions. That's Wenger's influence. Yeah, he brought a lot of French players. He did, yeah, but they was quality, man. There was some, you know, there was some buyers that weren't that great, but I mean, there was some great French players. Vieira, you know, Perez. Tottenham will destroy United on Sunday. Do you think so? Well, going by what I've heard about last night's game, they all want Ten Hag out again. Ten Hag out. Oh, excuse me. Ten Hag out. Henry, mate. Come on. You know, didn't you? Didn't know. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm getting a bit of a croak in my throat. I've got to wrap this up. And hopefully I'll see you all tonight on the show, 7:30. So, with that, good night. God bless. See you later.